In yesterday's lecture, we discussed about gradations or evaluations, how Dr. Moning Hussain gave grades to the medicine, and how the concept of gradation that came in the mind of Dr. Moning Hussain, that while going through our materia medica, he noticed that there is difference in frequency and intensity in the appearance of symptoms, as there are many symptoms or almost all part related symptoms are there in each medicine, but the intensity, the frequency is different in each medicine. So according to its intensity, according to its frequency, he has given the different grades to the medicine, different ranks to the medicine, and these ranks or these grades are he given the 5 grades for the medicine. Some medicines they are written in when we go through repertory, Bonigosen therapeutic pocket book. Then we found that some medicines they are written in capital letters. They are having 5 marks or first grade medicine. Then some medicines we found in bold letters. They are having 4 marks and second grade medicine. Some medicines are written in italic. They are having 3 marks or called as third grade medicine. Then some medicines are written in Roman, so they are called as 2 mark medicine or fourth grade medicine. And some medicines they are written in parentheses in Roman typography. So it has given 1 mark for repertorization and having the fifth grade in the repertory. So what is the criteria of gradation, that also we discussed in yesterday's lecture. I will revise it in short, that for first grade, the medicines that appeared prominently in most of the provers during the drug proving, they have given the first grade to in the repertory. Then the second grade medicines, they are during drug proving, the majority of provers they gave the symptom. So it has given the second grade in the medicine. Then the third grade medicines, they appeared in moderate number of provers during drug proving. Then the fourth grade medicines, the under fourth grade, it includes the medicines which appeared only in few provers during drug proving. And the fifth grade medicines, it includes medicines in which symptoms found rarely and are verified in clinical work only. So in this way, the 5 grades are given to medicine by Dr. Boning Hussain, and this new concept of giving gradations to the medicine was also introduced by Dr. Boning Hussain to homeopathy first time. Then the doctrine of concordance. So doctrine of concordance, it is also very important, and for your short note, for your in many times the short note was asked many times for oral examination also. This question was asked, that is, what is concordance, how many medicines are there in the concordance section of BTPB in BBCR, what is the meaning of concordance. So the meaning of the word concordance, it is nothing but the relationship of remedy. The exact meaning of concordance, it is nothing but the harmony, the agreement, the medicines are written in harmony. So in this the concordance means, as Dr. Boning Hussain, he was the keen observer, and his keen observant mind, he noticed that after giving one medicine, after giving the first medicine to the patient, and during follow-up when we change medicine, then definitely there is some relationship between the medicines. So he found that relationship during his clinical practice, and he added a new separate chapter in his repertory, therapeutic pocket book. First time, at the end of this book, we found this concordance chapter or section. There are total 7 sections in this repertory. Out of that, the last section, last chapter was concordance chapter. In the earlier edition of this book or this repertory, it is called as, or the name for this chapter is Concordance of Remedies. But afterwards, as we all know that Dr. Allen, afterwards he rearranged the repertory, he added some remedies in that, he subtracted some remedies from the previous work of Dr. Boning Hussain. So while doing this, Dr. Allen, he also changed the title of this chapter. He changes the title from Concordance of Remedies to Relationship of Remedies. So he gave a more comprehensible title to this Concordance of Remedy section, so that we can easily remember, we can easily understand what is given in that chapter. So he gave the new title to this chapter, that is Relationship of Remedies. And in this chapter, the relationship of medicines under different body parts, with aggravations, with antidote, with inimical remedies, complementary remedies, it was given under each body part. So which remedy are complementary? What is complementary remedy? That is the remedies that many times after giving first medicine to the patient, he partially feel better, but some symptoms that remain, as well as at that time the remedy, we have to select the remedy which will cover those remaining symptoms and the patient get cured. So the complementary remedy, it should be the remedy which cover the remaining action of the previous medicine and it complete the cure. So it is called as complementary remedy. Then antidotal remedy. Many times after giving first medicine to the patient, after giving first prescription, there is no relief in his symptoms, but the some new symptoms that appear, and at that time we have to take the we have to retake the case, and we have to study the case properly. When we study the case properly, then we observe that, or we found that the previous patient, previous symptoms of the patient, they are as it is, and in addition to that, the new symptoms of medicine that appeared. So we found that the original symptoms plus medicinal symptoms in the patient, at that time these antidotal medicines, they will help us, they will remove the effect of medicine which was given previously. So in this way these antidotal medicines are helpful. Then inimical medicine, after giving some drugs, it will make unwanted complications or unwanted deterioration in the state of the patient, and his latter condition become worse than the former condition. So such medicines we have to avoid after first prescription. For example, apis and Rustox. After apis, we should never give Rustox, otherwise the patient's condition it may worsen than the previous state of the patient. So it is the key to the problem of complementary, inimical and antidotal remedies, which lies in similarity in some form, similarity of derivation or similarity of symptom grouping. According to Dr. H.A. Roberts, similar remedies that complement each other, antidote each other's bad effect, follow each other well, and often make up the deficiencies of other, as like complementary remedies. So similar remedies, they are helpful, or they are we have to choose such remedies after the first prescription if some symptoms they remain after prescribing the first medicine. Then at that time such similar remedies are helpful, because these remedies they complement each other, they antidote each other's bad effect, as well as they follow each other well and make the deficiencies, make up for the deficiencies of the other. It is the time that make any relationship complementary or inimical. So we have to, while selecting the medicine, we have to select, or while changing the medicine after first prescription, we have to select the second prescription very carefully, because due to our second prescription, our patient's condition it should not get worsened, but due to or after prescribing the second medicine, the patient should feel better than before. So selection of, for selection of second remedy, this concordance section is very much useful and helpful. It is not only important for your exam point of view, but also in clinical practice also, or when you are doing your, when you start you are doing your practice, at that time also after first prescription, the for second prescription, for selection of the second remedy, this concordance section, this relationship of remedy section, it is very much helpful. And the different relationship between the homeopathic medicine, that is antidotal, compatible, complementary, inimical, which remedies follows well, which is followed by, or similar remedies, comparative remedies, compatible remedies. These can be, we can very well study from any book on philosophy and pharmacy. But for the study of these medicines, these relationship, it was very laborious work from when we studied from pharmacy or philosophy. So for easy purpose, Dr. Boning Hussain, he added this useful section, that is relationship of remedy, in his therapeutic pocket book. Dr. Kent, he was the great critic of Dr. Boning Hussein's concept. As Dr. Boning Hussain, he gave importance to complete symptom. He introduced the doctrine of grand generalization, and Dr. Kent, he was against those concepts because Dr. Kent, according to Dr. Kent, we cannot cure the part or the organ, but we have to cure the patient. So we cannot give that much importance to complete the particular symptoms, but we have to give importance to the man's or person's symptoms. What is, we have to consider the man, not his parts or not his organs. So according to Dr. Boning Hussain, he asked to take each and every symptom as a complete symptom, and he does not focus on the symptom of the person. According to Dr. Kent, it was general symptoms, that is the symptoms of mind, symptoms of physical general, and then according to Dr. Kent, after considering these general symptoms, we have to go towards the particulars. But Dr. Boning Hussain, he used these general symptoms only for finding out the, or for at the last step of repertorization, after when he get the group of similars after repertorization, then for final selection of simillimum, he used these general symptoms. So Dr. Kent, he was the great critic of Dr. Boning Hussein's concepts, Dr. Boning Hussein's philosophy, but then also he liked this section which he included in his repertory, and he himself also in his repertory he included the same section. He copied the same section from therapeutic pocket book and he included that section at the last of this in his repertory, that is Kent repertory. So when you go through the Kent repertory, in later editions of Kent repertory, we found that this relationship of remedy section or concordance section is present in Kent repertory also. Then in his in this repertory there are about 342 remedies. As there are many remedies which are present before the time of Dr. Boning Hussain, then also in his repertory he included a few remedies, that is only 342 remedies we found in BTPB, and it was in Ellen's edition. Actually, in the original work of Dr. Boning Hussain, there are only 126 remedies. So this is also confusing fact many times for the students, especially It was asked for 2 mark question, asked in 2 mark question, as well as for oral examination. This was frequently asked, that how many medicines are present in original work of Dr. Boni Hussain, how many medicines are present in Allen's edition, how many medicines are added by Dr. Allen in original work of BTPB, original work of Dr. Boni Hussain, and how many medicines are subtracted from original work. So remember, in the original work of Dr. Boni Hussain, there are only 126 remedies. Then Dr. T.F. Allen, he reduced, he deducted 4 remedies from that 126 remedies, and he added about 220 remedies in that. So the total number of remedies in Allen's edition, which we are using nowadays, so the total number of remedies in Allen's edition are 342. Then the concordance chapter, it is divided into many sections, and each section being devoted to a remedy in alphabetical order. In the concordances, all the sections of therapeutic pocketbook are represented, and harmonious relations of the remedy to others is given under each section. In this chapter, rubrics are not particularized as symptom but are generalized symptom, group groups in consonance with the arrangement of chapters in the BTPB as mind, location, sensation, glands, bones, skin, sleep and dream, blood circulation and fever, aggravation in that time and circumstances, aggravation related to time and circumstances, then other remedies, antidotal, injurious. In this way, under different, it was, or the medicines, the relationship, it was given under, in this way, different chapters, sub-chapters. And as we know, this is a very laborious work, this formation of concordance section, to find out the relationship between remedies. This is very laborious work and intellectual work, and which is based on original provings. As well as during his practice, he whatever he observed in his practice, he also mentioned in this relationship of remedy section. In this way, this relationship of remedy section is very much useful in the or during practice. In this way, Dr. Boni Hussain, under the philosophical background of BTPB, he introduced many concepts newly to the homeopathy. He gave more importance to complete symptom. He introduced new doctrine of analogy, doctrine of concomitant, doctrine of grand symptom, then doctrine of complete symptom. He introduced newly evaluation of remedies or gradations of remedies, which we found in Allen's edition. In 5 grades, we found that is capital, bold, italic, Roman, and Roman in parentheses. The medicines are written. Then the concordance section. This concordance section is also very useful, and from his very hard work, he formed this relationship of remedy section, and under different body parts with different type of relationship with the different medicines, it was given at the end of this repertory as a last section or chapter in this repertory. So this is all about the philosophical background of Bonny-Hussein's therapeutic pocket book. Then we discuss about plan and construction of this BTPB. As I told you, there are total 7 chapters in this repertory or 7 sections in this repertory. While during construction of this repertory, Dr. Bonny-Hussein, he followed the criteria which was given by Dr. Hahnemann. So he arranged all parts in the anatomical division according to the anatomical division of body and not according to his philosophy, that is location, sensation, modality and concomitant. And especially this arrangement we found under the second chapter or under the second part section of this repertory, that is parts of body and organ. As there are 7 sections, the first section is mind and intellect, second section is parts of body and organ, third section is sensation and complaints, fourth section is sleep and dreams, fifth section is fever, sixth section is alteration in state of health, seventh section is relationship of remedies. In the second section, that is parts of body and organs, we found the arrangement of all the subsections under this second section. It was according to Hahnemannian scheme. As we, during construction of Kent repertory, we discussed that there are about 3 parts of this book, the Kent repertory. The book Kent repertory, it is having 3 parts: the prefix part, then repertory proper, and then the suffix part. In prefix part, all the introductory part which was covered by Dr. Kent, that is how to use repertory, use of repertory, how to study repertory, how to use the repertory, then repertorizing by Margaret Tyler and John Ware, hot and cold remedies by Gibson Miller, then few cases which are solved by Margaret Tyler and John Ware by using Kent repertory. Then repertory proper part, the second part is repertory proper part, and the third part is suffix part. In that, the sides of body and drug affinity, which was by Bonny-Hussein, and the relationship of remedies with duration of action by Gibson Miller was included. In the same way, in this repertory, that is Bonny-Hussein's therapeutic pocket book, there are also three parts of this book. The first part is the principles and practicability of BTPB, or it is also called as introductory part, or introduction and philosophical part of BTPB. For homeopathic physician to use as a reference at the bedside and in the study of materia medica, this book is helpful. And in this part, that is the first part of this book, it contains, firstly, in this part the preface is given, then life history of Boni Hussain and how he converted towards homeopathy, it was given. Then the use of repertory, it was given. Then the art of physician in taking the case, the philosophical background, the construction of the repertory, limitations of repertory, then adaptability. In it, 5 cases are explained how to repertorize using BTPB. Then use of analysis is given in detail. So in this way, the first part, and in first part, all the introductory part of this book as well as philosophical part of this book, it was given.